I'm Robert McBride, and this is Everyday People, a program in which we investigate the lives of people making a difference in our community. Hello, this is Robert McBride with another episode of Everyday People. And through this program, we explore different projects, people doing interesting things and significant things in our community. And so on today's program, I have Kristin Brooks, and she is with the Brattleboro Development Credit Corporation. I always kind of get all those mixed up, BTCC. And she is a talent specialist at the Brattleboro Development Credit Corporation. So welcome to the program.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate it.
So Kristin, I guess, what is the Brattleboro Development Credit Corporation?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll kind of give a little bit of a spiel, share a little bit about what the BTCC does, what SevEds does also. So the Brattleboro Development Credit Corporation is one of 12 regional development corporations in the state of Vermont. We serve the Windham County region, and we're a nonprofit that focuses on economic development. And so we do that through a variety of ways. We have our sister organization, Southeastern Vermont Economic Development Strategies, also known as SevEds.
Right.
Such a long acronym. We love our acronyms.
Yep.
But really these two organizations are, serving the Windham region. SevEds really comes up with the kind of strategy. So SevEds thinks long term. What are the economic needs of our region? 10 years ago, SevEds really identified the need for workforce development, the need for preparation of Vermont Yankee closing, all in a result because people from the Dover and Wilmington area got together and said, we're lacking cell phone service. And we realized, wait a second, we have a bigger problem than just cell phone service. We have a declining population, lack of workforce. So, as I mentioned, SevEds really helps guide the BDCC and says, hey, BDCC, these are some insights, these are some things that we should be looking at in regards to economic development. Then BDCC takes that and they design programs and they go out and implement.
And isn't SevEds going through sort of one of their review processes, and they have a series of public meetings coming up?
Yep. So SevEds has a comprehensive economic development strategy. It's a federally approved process for improving the region's economy, and it gets renewed every 5 years. So we are in that phase, and for our next renewal, we are joining with Bennington County to do a joint SEDS. So we are doing a 2-county SEDS. So we are looking for public input sessions, and we're doing that throughout Windham County as well as Bennington County to gather feedback to inform our next SEDS. So people often ask, well, what is a SEDS? Tell me more. Well, it has goals, action items, strategies of how do we improve our economy? What are some action items that you can take? And I'll talk a little bit more once I jump into the program of how the SEDS really helps guide the work that SevEds and the BDCC does. The SEDS, again, like I mentioned, is 2-county. We're doing those SEDS public input sessions of saying, well, what's next? What are some of those goals, strategies, and objectives that are needed? In our current SEDS, the one that's due to expire soon and we're renewing, one of the strategies is to improve the size and quality of the workforce. So what does that mean? So the BDCC, with that kind of guiding strategy and goal, went out and they created the Workforce Center of Excellence. And that focuses, again, on increasing the size and quality of the workforce through a variety of programs. Some of those programs focus on high school students, college students, young professionals, and beyond. And today I'm here to talk about really in regards to kind of our paid internship program, the BDCC Internship Program.
And that's why you're a talent specialist?
Yes.
Fantastic. Great. So what is that program in BDCC?
So the BDCC Internship Program, it works to place currently enrolled college students, recent college graduates, in paid internships with businesses located here in Windham County. So it's the minimum qualification for anyone to apply is having taken one college course within the last year and a half. So even if you took one, Robert, you could apply for an internship if you
fantastic.
meet those
Right,
qualifications.
right, okay.
All of our internships are located right here in the Windham region, and they're all paid opportunities.
Okay.
So the only requirement from our businesses is to pay at least a minimum wage.
Okay.
Hours can, depend on what the needs of the business are. Start dates can depend on the needs of the business. And my role as the talent specialist in this process is I go out and I recruit the businesses to participate as well as the intern candidates.
Okay.
So I serve as a recruiter for the program, attending college fairs, career fairs in the state of Vermont, Windham County with our 6 colleges here, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, New York, all really in a sense to kind of create this region as an internship destination.
So are some of the internships different amounts of time, or do they all start in September and end in August kind of thing, so there could be a revolving, overlapping
Yeah.
thing going on?
It really depends.
Right.
So typically we see an increase in the number of candidates and intern participants during the summer months. We have a lot of students returning home from college for the summer, and that's also a little bit more free time when school necessarily isn't in session and they have the flexibility
Right.
to work, potentially a full-time internship. But there is no start and end date. So, if a business were to approach and say, we would love an intern yesterday,
Yeah.
I work with them on, sitting down and identifying with the business, whether that be the hiring manager, the owner of the business, HR manager, and we discuss, what are you looking for? What are your needs? What are you looking for in an ideal internship candidate?
Right.
I take that, we work on a job description together, and then once that's finalized, I go out and I recruit with it. So like I said, I attend career fairs, college fairs, but what makes this program so successful is the relationships that I've been able to build at colleges throughout New England, to be able to really partner with professors, students themselves, to engage with the program and to promote the program among college students.
So right now, how many people are actively involved in, how many interns are actively involved in the
That's
program?
a great question. So as we approach, we're kind of in a lull. It's end of summer, right as fall semester and students have head back to school. We placed around 10 summer interns. And since our program started, we've placed over 90 interns in paid internships with businesses here in Windham County.
Great.
Yeah, and around 25% of that have actually led to employment. And that's something that goes back to kind of our SEVEDS and our SEDS goals of increasing the size and quality of the workforce. This program is really designed to help with that, to kind of, show our young college students and recent graduates of the opportunities that are here in Windham County and how do they start their career. And internships are such great ways to figure out what you like and also what you don't like. There's short-term opportunities, and also gives our businesses in Windham County qualified workforce and an opportunity to try out someone without necessarily committing to a full-time employee. So I'm really proud of that.
So I know you brought some testimonials.
Yes.
And did you want to share maybe like someone and what they're matched up to? And then we can talk about maybe some of the businesses that currently exist that are looking for people, and then make a plug to see if businesses want to become part of this program and offer an internship.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll actually share, and I brought a few pictures that I'll hold one up. I'll maybe do one or two of these. I'll hold this picture up. This is Nate. Nate is currently working at Oak Meadow, which is a homeschool curriculum organization in downtown Brattleboro. Nate came to me way of Keene State, so across the river. Nate was taking a few extra classes at Keene State and was able to apply for the internship. But as I'm about to read in the testimony of his hiring manager, that it was actually ended up being such a right fit that they hired him on full time rather than doing an internship. Just because the internship program was able to provide this business with such a quality candidate.
Cool.
So I'm going to just read a little bit. This is from Deborah Holman, who is the Director of Communications at Oak Meadow.
Great.
So Deborah says, I highly recommend the BTCC internship program. I was seeking a graphic designer for our small company and advertised in typical places, Craigslist, Indeed, etc. Our HR coordinator also sent the job description to Kristin at the BTCC, who listed our position and received an application from Nate, a recent college graduate with graphic design experience. Since I was interested in hiring a permanent employee and not taking an intern, Kristin worked with Nate as she believed he would be a great candidate for us, and he ended up applying for the job. Kristin's insights were right. We too were impressed and hired him right away. Nate has been a fantastic addition to our team in every way. I'm so glad I stayed open to the idea of using the BTCC Internship Program. Grateful to Kristin for working with us to meet our needs, and thrilled to have Nate on board.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that I just think kind of encompasses everything. You know, we had someone who was going back to school, had just recently graduated, and wanting to stay in this area and looking for a job that really, a mission of an organization that really met his needs. And through the internship program, he found that and was hired on. So that is such a success story to us. And again, really meeting the needs and being able to do something that our businesses sometimes don't have the capacity to do, like going out and recruiting on campuses and meeting with candidates. And that's something else that I do for businesses is every intern that comes through my door, whether they submit their application online or connect with me, I sit down and I talk with them. Right. So we typically have a short 15-minute meeting and we talk about what are they looking for. Right. And sometimes it turns out that what they thought they were interested in wasn't what they were going to apply for, because we have so many outstanding opportunities and great internships, and I'm really able to kind of provide a service to match the intern with the right business and what the business is looking for.
So what were some, and we could do another testimony in a minute, but what were some of the businesses, what are the businesses currently involved in the area?
Yeah, that's a great question. So again, the program really spans the Windham region. So we have internships from Bellows Falls to Brattleboro to Wilmington and Dover. Okay. I can share right now we're looking for an intern at Parks Place here in Bellows Falls. Okay. But we've also had great placements this past summer, as well as years past at Allen Brothers, Kern Hatton Homes. Kern Hatton was another organization that instead of filling the internship actually led to full-time employment.
Wow.
So we're able to, employment. We're able to really kind of take candidates and match them up with employers and really meeting those needs. Chroma, as well as the Meeting Waters YMCA as well, just to name a few. Currently, we have around 22 open internships that we're looking to fill. And that number fluctuates. Once a business signs up, again, like I mentioned, we work on the job description together. It gets posted to our website. I go out and I recruit with it. We also partner with the state of Vermont Businesses for Social Responsibility in their internship program to help kind of cross-post and draw traction to all of these really great internships. We have everywhere from a bookkeeping internship, financial services, to building tiny homes, to manufacturing. So we have this really wide range of opportunities. So again, it's for any person who's taken at least one college course within the last year and a half are those minimum qualifications.
So our audience out there, I'm going to have Kristin give us the web page. Yes. I'm sure it's very easy if you go onto it to see where they would go. So why don't you explain that?
So if you go to brattleborodevelopment.com /current internships, you will be able to find the complete list, or if you go to brattleborodevelopment.com, you can send me an email and I'm happy to point you in that direction or meet with you, whether you're a business or an intern candidate interested in the internship program. I'm more than happy to sit down and have a conversation about what are you looking for. Right.
Yeah. So people out there, people looking for internships, the people that know that people might be looking for work, here's another resource they could add to their list.
Absolutely.
Which would really be great.
And like I said, kind of the secret sauce of the program is really serving as that connector, being able to identify and understand what a business is really looking for in an ideal candidate, taking that out and going out and connecting with professors, college students, and really making those connections that really meet our workforce goals, again, of increasing the size and quality of the workforce.
Yeah, well, it's also a great opportunity for someone to have contact with you and such good customer service that they could actually sit down and have a discussion, whether it leads to them working out. It all helps prepare more and more for their resume or moving forward, or they may come in with one idea, but by the time you talk about them, there's a whole other possibility that's open.
Exactly.
So I think it's very, very wonderful, encouraging program. Great. So do you want to share another testimonial?
Yeah, I'll share one more, and this is probably one of my favorites just because I'm this is our BTCC intern that
Okay.
we have been lucky enough to have the last 2 summers. His name is Caleb. He grew up in Guilford, New Hampshire. Guilford, Vermont.
Okay.
Guilford, Vermont. And he talks a little bit about kind of his learning experience and his testimony and how that has really helped shape figuring out what he wants to do and kind of those next steps. So I'll just share a little bit about Caleb's experience and what he has learned, understanding what BTCC and SEVIDS does
Right.
as for this kind of broader Windham County region.
Okay.
So Caleb says, the learning experience that I have received from this internship is immeasurable. I've worked for a handful of years in a variety of departments and environments, but none can compare to the level of education and real-life practice that I had received. As I mentioned before, I carried no experience under my belt and I was walking through those doors. Yet by the time I walked out for the final time, I gained more experience. So really exciting. He had such a great 2 summers really understanding again kind of what the BTCC and SEVIDS does. And really how does that help shape kind of my career pathway and what do I want to do and what are my next steps. So he is a sophomore, he is a junior at Bucknell University in Pennsylvania, and so we are hoping to have him again back next year.
Wow.
And yeah, we're really excited. So again, these internships really give students who necessarily weren't even aware that this internship program existed
Right.
the opportunity to explore some career pathways that are available here in Windham County. And I placed another summer intern kind of out of those 10 this summer who was going to school in Boston, interested in probably staying in Boston and not returning home to the region for the summer, because
Right.
she didn't know that she could get a great internship that would lead to so much experience and a great opportunity for her. So we were able to pair her up with a fantastic marketing internship at a local farm in the region, and she came home and was able to find a full-time internship and
Wow.
work through that this summer.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's really exciting.
Yeah. So now on the other hand, building your relationship with businesses
Yep.
that don't even know about this program or might want to take advantage of it. So what are there different kinds of profiles of businesses you're looking for, or can any business apply? Why don't you talk about,
Yeah, absolutely.
so the business person might give you a holler and say, look, I've got some intern potential here.
Exactly. Great question, Robert. So, open to all businesses. Again, those only requirements are that they have to be here in the Windham County region and that they pay the intern at least the minimum wage.
Okay.
And again, I sit down, and if a business is interested in hearing more, I'll schedule a time to meet with them, come visit at their space, and talk about what are you looking for. Because sometimes it turns out that maybe they're not looking for an intern, but it's really temporary employment or a full-time employee, because part of an internship isn't just manual labor. There's an educational component that goes along with it. So you may not have, an intern coming in with, 2 years of experience and can jump right in. And sometimes they'll take some coaching, and that's what an internship is also about.
Right.
Educational experience, but the business gaining some employment and some assistance as well.
Right.
So.
And is there a minimum amount of time, like someone say I have an internship program that would be 5 days a week? I mean 10 hours a week or something. Yeah, it could be very flexible.
Yes, the whole program
it-
is so flexible depending on what the needs of the businesses are. It
Right.
could be anywhere from 20 hours a week to 40 or even 5 to 10 hours. It'll sometimes also vary on the candidate. If a candidate sits down and they interview with the business and the candidate says, well, I know that you're looking for someone more full-time, but right now with my schedule, I can only do something part-time. The businesses are extremely flexible because they're really just looking for individuals who are eager to learn, who can show up on time and are excited about the opportunity. So we've had such great success in the placements that way.
Right. And do you explore anything about the possibility of an organization that might just have something that's project-oriented for very relatively short time?
Oh, absolutely. I just posted a recent one with a manufacturing type of company in the Wilmington-Dover area who is really looking for a research intern to come in and do just a specific project, a research project. And that's around 20 to 30 hours total. So it can vary. Again, there's no required length of time. Sometimes what happens with the internship program where we have employers wanting to extend the internship instead of just 3 months, maybe it's 4 or 5 months or 6 months because they've had such a great experience with the intern, and that's something that I seek and look for in the business. So I would love to share just a little bit,
Sure.
if there are businesses out there, kind of the process and how this works.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mentioned meeting with the business. We would work on a job description. I would take that job description, like I said, I go out and I recruit with it. And then once I have qualified candidates, how it works, as I mentioned, I meet with the intern as well. I work with the intern on their cover letter, their resume. So I really provide those services to the intern candidate, making sure that they're the right fit and an ideal or what I believe is an ideal candidate for the business and for the internship. I then pass that information along to the hiring manager, so their cover letter, their resume, and then the business would reach out to the candidate for an interview. Let me know how it goes. I always like the feedback of maybe we need to adjust the job description. Maybe we need to adjust those skills and qualifications and we're looking for something else. But most of the time I would say that it ends up working out really well because I kind of serve again as that kind of filter and that connector from the student to the business. And we've had such great success with it.
No, that sounds really it sounds really good. So the students right now, a lot are going back to college.
Yep.
And just give me the minimum age someone could be to participate in the program.
Yep, so those minimum qualifications are any person who has taken at least one college credited course within the last year and a half.
Okay, great. Yep. And there is an age associated with that?
It depends. Typically it's 18, but we are looking for our Windham Regional High Schools into potentially doing dual enrolled students in some internship experience. So that's something that I'm exploring with all 4 of our Windham County high schools and kind of plugging the internship in that way. But it varies. It depends on the internship and the business as well.
Right. And then there's no upper age limit per se.
Nope. Again,
as long as they've taken the college course kind of thing and they're looking for that. Yeah. No, it sounds great. And how long has the program been functioning at BTCC?
Around 4 years, a little bit over 4 years.
Right. And is this a kind of a program that other development credit corporations around the state, of the other 12 you mentioned, do they have this as part of their programming pretty much too? Or?
All that I'm aware of is the state internship program through Vermont Businesses for Social Responsibility. But we are, running, I think, a really great and successful model for potentially other RDCs. Yep. Bennington County is looking to develop an internship program. Okay. So there may be potential to collaborate with them going forward, but we've been really lucky to have the Vermont Department of Labor help fund us over the last several years, as well as our Sevens municipal funding and the BTCC have really helped to keep this program continuing and running, and it's so successful because of that.
Okay. So once again, why don't you give us the most simple website that people could get to explore this again?
They can just visit brattleborodevelopment.com. Okay. They can search my name and reach out directly to me, and I am more than happy to meet with them, whether it be the intern candidates, someone who's interested in an internship, or businesses in the Windham region who are really looking for some qualified candidates. I would love to meet with them.
Cool. Well, we'd like to have you in a program and follow up on this.
Absolutely.
The program continues. So I want to again thank Kristin Brooks from the Brattleboro Development Credit Corporation, sharing this great program and this opportunity both for the business employers and potential employees and training. And I want to thank Fact TV for being such a great resource in the community for us to host programming so people can learn about this exciting possibilities. I also would like to thank the Chroma Technology and First Light, the Vermont Arts Council, and the National Endowment for the Arts for helping to underwrite programming for RAMP so that we can host these programs on Everyday People. So until the next time, see you on the square. This is Robert McBride. Thank you.